Do you ever miss the person you used to be, not because life was easier, but because you felt more like yourself? I used to think people changed because of the moments they'd never forget. The heartbreaks, the failures, the victories. I was wrong. You don't lose yourself all at once. You lose yourself in the ordinary days that convince you nothing is changing. Then one day, you look in the mirror and quietly wonder, when did I become this person? If nothing seemed to change, then why do you feel so different? What changed you? The truth is, I don't think you noticed it happening. No one wakes up one morning and decides to become someone they don't recognize. It happens so quietly that by the time you finally notice, you've already started believing that's who you've always been. It wasn't one bad decision. It wasn't one failure. It was every dream you quietly postponed. Every promise only you knew you made. Because every promise you keep teaches you who you are. And every promise you break teaches you that too. You weren't born believing you couldn't change. You learned it, one ordinary day at a time. Your mind doesn't believe your intentions. It believes your evidence. So maybe you've never been fighting yourself. Maybe you've just been believing the evidence. But what if the evidence could change? What if the evidence could change? For a long time, I thought the evidence was the end of the story. Maybe you've thought that too. Maybe the saddest part wasn't breaking your promises. Maybe it was slowly believing you'd already missed your chance. Every time you whispered, "I'll start tomorrow," you weren't making another excuse. You were trying to believe yourself one more time. That's why it hurt so much when tomorrow never came. Not because you failed, but because every broken promise became another reason to doubt your own voice. Maybe this is the part no one ever tells you. You didn't lose your self-trust in one day. So why have you been expecting to earn it back in one? One kept promise won't change your life overnight. It changes the story you've been telling yourself about who you are. Because trust doesn't return all at once. It quietly finds its way back, one ordinary day at a time. One honest piece of evidence that maybe you can believe yourself again. Where do you begin? Maybe the answer was simpler than you thought. Every ordinary morning, every ordinary conversation, every ordinary decision. You just didn't know those moments were becoming you. Maybe that's what we've misunderstood all along. There was never such a thing as an ordinary day. Because ordinary days don't just become your future. They quietly become you. One honest promise, one quiet choice, one honest piece of evidence. Nothing extraordinary happened today. And maybe that's exactly why it mattered. Maybe the person you've been missing was never gone. Not because everything is finally perfect, but because you recognize the person quietly returning. Maybe you've been waiting for your life to change, not realizing your life has been quietly changing you every single day. Now those same days can quietly lead you back to yourself. Because there are no ordinary days. There are only the days that quietly become you. And one day, you stop wondering where you went.